Kaido is by far one of the best decks in the One Piece TCG. We all know how crazy powerful he is in the anime, and with the addition of the film structure deck that recently released, this deck just got insane. Today I'll be showcasing you my first place Kaido Film deck. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment on what deck you're currently playing in One Piece. Now without further ado, let's get into the updated Kaido deck profile. First off, we got 4 Onigashima, the literal heart and soul of the deck. I think this card is so important. You want to mull, basically, if you don't see this card, because it is literally the best card in your deck. A tip I have for those playing is to practice playing the deck with Onigashima and without Onigashima, because in case you haven't played purple, it really does make a big difference as to what this card does for your ramping. So yeah, when I say heart and soul, I literally mean heart and soul. Next up, 2 10-drop Kaido. This is the kind of board wipe Kaido. It's 12k, it's massive, basically like part of your end game against certain matchups like blue and green. It's especially important since it's the only way to clear some of green's monsters consistently. Less so against red. I think against red you might not want to drop this card, but it's still important nonetheless, and I'm opting to play 2 copies of it simply because I'm playing a lot of big drops in this deck, so I feel like 2 was a good amount. Next up, 3 of the 9k Rush Kaido. I think this card's very important still because the fact that it has Rush, it also has the powerful effect to destroy a 6k or a lower character. So it's still really insane utility and a Rush card. So that's why I think it's very important to play. And I'm playing 3 because I made space for the next card, new film card, Douglas Bullet. This card is simply incredible. It really helps you go for game. The ability it has is during the main, you can rest 4 Dawn back to your deck and then essentially rest 2 blockers or 2 characters, so you can, I mean, you want to hit blockers obviously, and then this card does double damage, and that is just incredible. The fact that it's a 10k, it's an 8 cost 10k with an incredible effect and also has double damage, so like, why wouldn't you play this card? It's literally incredible. Next up, we have 2 King. I think King is still an incredible card. Just 2 copies because, again, we're playing a lot of bigger monsters already, so we don't want it to be too coggy, so I feel like 2 was the perfect amount. This card is still incredible versus red, versus the green deck. I think this card is still way too good, especially like just as you hit 7 Dawn, like dropping this, popping like the Chump blockers, the Bonnies, all the small guys that red has. Like, I think this card is way too good not to play. And I'm still playing 3 of the 6-drop King. I think this is like marginally worse than this guy, but it's still important to play. It's still the fact that they're both 7k, it's like the magic number. It's a 6 cost, so when you're ramping, you can drop this off pretty early, and really, like, this card is basically how you want to start off, like ramping up into these guys, which is why I think these Kings are very important to play still, even with the addition of Douglas Bullet. And last, for like the kind of big monsters in the deck, I'm playing 2 Babanuki. This card is a 5 cost 7k, so again, 7k the magic number, at least until Whitebeard comes out. So always make sure you swing with a 7k, and they have to extend a lot in order to block this attack with like either blockers or counters, which is why 7k is the magic number, in case you didn't know. So I think this card's so good because it's a 5-drop that hits the magic number, and no other card does that. King is either a 6 or 7 cost, so this, if you're going first when you hit 5 Dawn, if you didn't get Onigashima, this is like insane to just drop for your turn, so which is why I'm still playing 2 copies. I'm just a big fan of the card. It's also a counter, which is always a plus. Next up, we have blockers, which is especially powerful now that we have a new addition, which I'm very excited to show you. We have 4 copies of Queen. Queen is without a doubt one of the better blockers in the deck. Obviously, it has the incredible effect to draw 2 cards, discard 1. So if you didn't get Onigashima, this card helps you get to Onigashima. It's also a 6k stat, which is great. Since 7 is the magic number, people will be swinging with 7 a lot. And because you have Queen, you can block with a 2k and go to 8. So I think 6 is a fantastic number. So yeah, Queen, fantastic card. Also a counter. Love this card. Now for my favorite card in the deck at the moment, for Uta Blocker. This card is simply incredible. It's only a 4-drop, which is great. It's a 5k stat, and has the incredible ability that when a person attacks, you can minus, I believe, 1 Dawn? Yeah, only 1 Dawn back to your Dawn deck, and then arrest an opponent's character. So while it is definitely possible to play around, certain decks play around it better than others, it's still an incredible effect that makes your opponent really have to respect this card. Otherwise, if they don't respect it, they're gonna get punished really hard. It's also cheap, like I said, 4 cost. Queen's a 5, this is a 4. I think it's simply incredible, and again, a counter. I think there's no reason not to play this incredible card. Next, I'm still playing the Chump blockers. For Kurozumi, I still think the chump blockers are important to play just because they're cheap. I think this deck has a lot of high cost units, so you kind of want to play smaller things as well to just protect your life, protect your other bigger blockers like Uta and Queen, and of course your characters. So on top of Kurozumi, for Black Maria, I think the chump blockers are like, there's no reason not to play it. They get the job done. They're really cheap and they're also counters, so I think they're just should be maxed out for sure. Next up are our counters. I have 4 X-Drake. I have the 4th, I just don't know where it is and I couldn't find it in my bolt. But yes, I'm playing 4th X-Drake. This card is a 2k counter, fantastic 2k counter because it's a card you can actually play. It's a 5k, so it hits the leader, of course, and it has an incredible ability to just rip a card from your opponent's hand. So yeah, definitely a card you want to max out on. You don't summon this too much because again, you obviously want to summon some of your bigger guys, but when you can afford to summon him, it's very good because he just rips a counter or card out of your opponent's hand, so it's still very, very good. Next, for ulti, I'll be honest, I do not know what this card does, and I don't think it matters. It's a 2k counter, so yeah. One of the main benefits to this deck is the fact that it gets to play all these 2k counters. It has a lot it can play, so which is why I'm opting to play 12. So along with ulti, I have 4 Sasaki, just another 2k counter. It's as simple as that. This deck is, not only does it have the benefit to playing all these 2k counters, it also has the chump blockers, so I think it's like a very solid combination to just protect your life and get you to the end game, because we all know once purple gets to the end game, you're summoning a big body every turn that your opponent can't deal with, attacking, and then all of a sudden Kaido uses its ability to get you to 0 life, and then this attacks you for a game, which is why I think this deck is so incredible. Now to round out the list, I have probably one of my favorite cards in the deck because it is so cheap. A lot of these cards are high cost, and this card is so cheap yet so powerful. We have 4 copies of Blast Breath. This is the only event I play simply because it's so cheap and I really don't like leaving Dawn up. So for example, having a hand with Blast Breath and Bagua is like having 3 Dawn up, and I really dislike that. I think this is all you really need, along with having your 2k counters. That's all you really need. I think Bagua is too expensive for what it does, and I think this is literally all you need. That wraps up the list. I really hope you enjoyed it. With the addition of the film cards, Kaido just got taken to a next level, and I cannot be more excited to play this deck. So I hope you enjoyed the profile, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.